How's it hanging, YouTube? This is King of Feral Imps, and today I have Spiritual Beasts for a deck profile today. Now, I only got this deck very recently. Huge shout out to J-X for trading me pretty much the core, and I was able to pick up the rest of the cards today, and I've been trying this out, and I'm still relatively new to the deck, even though it's been out for a year, but I really like how it looks. I've always just liked looking at the cards, and now I can sort of at least own them and have them because, as you can tell, as you know, I'm a big fan of Gustos, especially for the lore, and this is the spiritual successor to Gustos. I mean, Elder is just straight up Kamui. Like, how can you not see it? Well, I mean, you obviously see it, but anyway, I'm just going to very briefly profile this deck. I might not go over it so much, again, because I'm still relatively new to the deck, but I'm just going to sort of explain some of my card choices and just kind of have some fun and talk about it. First of all, for monsters is 3 Spiritual Beast Elder, or Kamui. Now, this is the most important card in the deck. You normal summon him, and he gives you a double summon for a Ritual Beast monster. All of the Ritual Beast monsters, the Tamers, and the actual beasts themselves have the effect that you can only special summon one of them per turn, so there's that sort of a drawback, and he only gets his effect when he's normal summoned, so normally that's the big draw to him. I do like that at least lore-wise he does keep the same stats and level and attribute and everything as Kamui, but I sort of wish that maybe he would have been maybe a little stronger or maybe a level 4 or something, but either way, this is obviously just the best card, setting up all your other plays and everything. Then comes 2 of the Spiritual Beast Tamer, Lara. Now, some people play only 1 of her, but honestly I'm playing 2 just because I absolutely love her. She's just really, really cool. And so basically her effect is that when you normal summon her, you can special summon a Spiritual Beast from your graveyard. And so it's sort of a Debris Dragon effect. She does have a nice 2000 defense, so you can just go ahead and set that booty in defense mode and not worry about that if you happen to not draw into anything like anything you need. But she's just really good. Now the other Pelica, that Ritual Beast Tamer, essentially does the same thing as her, and some people play 1-1, but I'm not playing that other one simply because I'm not using a Zephyr variant, and because it destroys the thing you summon, so it's just, I don't know, I just sort of don't like it as much. I just feel like this works out better, and because I really, again, personal preference, and I just would like to play 2 copies of this bay here, but, you know, other people play 1-1, so that's probably better in some way, in most ways, but I don't know. And then 2 copies of Wen. Her effect is you normal summon her, and then you special summon a Ritual Beast from your banished zone. So they're sort of counterparts. The two girls are counterparts of each other, Grave and Banished. Of course, all of them have the effect that you can only special summon them once per turn, so there is that restriction. Wen does have some nice stats, and being a level 3. And again, if you do play the other, if you play Pelica, that does allow for Totem Bird setup. But since I'm not doing that, I don't find Totem Bird so good in this build. That's all for the Tamers. Now onto the actual beast. 3 Kanahawk. Now this is the best one. The effect is you basically just can gold sarcophagus any Ritual Beast monster from your deck. So just go ahead and target a Ritual Beast monster, banish it, add it to your hand during the second standby phase after you activate this effect, but you're normally not going to get that effect off because you'll end up just special summoning it through your shenanigans, and this is just a really cool card. I really do like how everything is, how this whole deck works, and how well these 2 work. Now of course these 2 cards are the cards that you want to have in your hand. Normal summon, extra normal summon, activate effect to banish another one, and then contact for something, and then start your shenanigans from there, and the rest of your turn just is amazing. I am sort of sad to see that Kamui has to be with this after Falco got killed or taken over by the Shadows, but whatever, that's a lore story. Next is 3 copies of Rampengu. So he's sort of the second best, I guess, maybe. His effect is that you can banish 1 Spiritual Beast fusion monster from your extra deck, and then you can Foolish Burial 1 from your deck with the same attribute. Sadly, since Ulti Kanahawk is limited, you can't do that with Kanahawk and start sending things up. So it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still decent because you can still get some things going. You can send any of the other Ritual Beasts to sort of thin out your deck if you happen to draw this, and he's not so bad. Then from there is just 2 a Paleo. Now he's a good beater, 1800, and his effect is actually good because you can banish a Ritual Beast monster from your graveyard to pump up your other Ritual Beast monsters by 500, but the effect is mostly to keep things in your banished zone and to keep momentum going. And then lastly is just the 1 pink dolphin, which lets you bounce stuff by banishing a Ritual Beast from your hand, but it's sort of alright. This is sort of the accepted ratio for all of them. Like every Spiritual Beast deck uses this ratio: 3 Kanahawk, 3 Rampango, 2 Lion, and then 1 Dolphin, which I agree, it works out, and I'm liking this so far. Although maybe Rampango could be brought down to 2, but he's fine at 3 for now, and I'm really liking it. Again, also they all have the effect that they can only be special summoned once per turn. So that's it for the monsters. Now for the spells, a lot of 1-ofs: Soul Charge, Foolish Burial, Gold Star, Dimensional Fissure. Can I fit them all? E-Telly, and then the bonds. Now these all do different things, and I'm just gonna very quickly talk about all of them. Soul Charge, it's just basically good Soul Charge. Now since stuff does get banished, you might not always get to use it, but it's there for when you can, and you can make some good plays with that. The Foolish Burial, because quite a few things actually work out in the grave. If you get them into the grave, you can at least have them out into play, and you can use them later. When Tempest was here, that was also one great thing that this was a lot better because they worked as food a lot better, but sadly we don't have Tempest. I have seen some people play Gyruda, but I'm not completely sold on that yet. I may try it out in future things. Again, this is just a first build, and I'm relatively new to the deck. 1 Gold Sark because it banishes your stuff, same reason you played it in Dragons, to get stuff in your banished zone and at least to get some effects or to get them out there. Again, it's just great to banish one of your Ritual Beast monsters and just at least get them in play, and to have them to special summon back off of your other things. Dimensional Fissure because we don't really care about stuff going to the banished zone because that's where we want it. It doesn't conflict so much with the Soul Charge because, again, you can actually return stuff to the graveyard, and they all work. If you open this, then things become great. 1 Emergency Teleport because you do play quite a few Psychics under level 3. Now, some people originally when the deck came out, they played 3. Some people now they play 2. I get the point of playing it, but I'm only using 1. Again, because I only do have 1 after selling mine for when Cosmos were big. But I don't think I'd really want to play any more because as far as like room for other things in the deck, and because they don't get their effects if they're special summoned. And again, you can only special summon them once per turn, because if you use this, I mean, they can stay there and you can just let them get banished, or you can normal summon a beast and then contact, but then that's about the extent of your play. And then 1 Bonds, what this does is you banish 2 Ritual Beast monsters you control, and then summon 1 of the fusions from the extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So that lets you make some decent plays if you have like 2 beasts or 2 tamers, or if you want to go for some sort of OTK with that. That's all for the 1-ofs. The other spells are 3-ofs, just 3 Upstart Goblin to help us draw into stuff. You can OTK because you do summon some big monsters even with this, but for the most part consistency is just very important. And because of that, I'm also playing 3 Chicken Game to at least get things going and to draw into your stuff. The life point difference from this doesn't always matter because you can at least always set up some good defense at the end of your turn, going into your opponent's turn. So that's sort of the reasoning for it. And also because too poor for Maxian, not liking it right now. Now for the traps, all very simple stuff. The 1-ofs are as follows: 1 Warning, 1 Torrential, Cosmos, and then Vanities. Can we fit them? Yes, we can. Warning for basic removal, Torrential for widespread removal, and because I do play Dimensional Fissure as well as Macrocosmos, so it's just really neat to do that, and then all of your opponent's stuff gets banished, and then your stuff gets banished, which you don't care because you can end up using it or bringing it back, and then Vanities because it combos with Macro to get a good lock on. That's all for the 1-ofs. 2-ofs are 2 Fiendish Chains. You could use anything else, any other sort of effect negation, but I'm liking Fiendish Chain just because it kind of stops attacks, and if I don't have anything to deal with it on my opponent's turn, I can at least stop an attack, and then on my turn, I can end up searching for traps and then just pop it during their turn or later. Then for the 3-ofs, 3 of the Steeds, and then 3 of the Ambush. These are really good. I'm sure you know what they do, but basically this lets you destroy things, or destroy monsters, equal to the number of Ritual Beast monsters you control, and this lets you special summon 2 from either your graveyard or your banished, and then for the rest of the turn you can only summon a Spiritual Beast, or a Ritual Beast, sorry. They're basically all the same. They all count as Ritual Beast. But these two really do work in tandem with each other, because you can activate this, chain one of your fusions to tag out, and then chain this to summon 4 more, or 2 more. So you end up with 4 by the time this resolves, and then you just get to pop 4 of your opponent's monsters, which is great. Very likely you've already seen other combo videos that explain a lot of this, so I'm not going to talk so much about it, and that's all for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, 1 Kanahawk because he's limited. This is a great one. You can return 2 of your banished Ritual Beast monsters to the graveyard to search for any Ritual Beast card. Normally you'll be searching for the traps to set up, so you know, the Steeds or the Ambush, whatever you don't already have, but there are some neat shenanigans that you can do to search both of them in one turn. Again, I'm sure you've already seen all of those combos. Then 2 of the Dolphin. This is mostly a defensive one. It's only got 200 attack, but some really nice defense. And it has the effect that it can't be destroyed by card effects, which is really nice. And again, is good if you happen to have it on the field. Say if you have a Torrential, and it's hard for your opponent to get over. It's like good defense, but you know, not always the best. Most of the time, you'll only ever summon 1, but the other one's there to banish with Rampengu to end up searching out the to at least get the Dolphin out into play. 3 of the Ulti Apelio. Now, he's basically an Armades, a nice 2,600 Armades, so he's pretty much the beater of the deck. And 3 of him because, you know, you can. He's not limited like Kanahawk, and because, you know, you easily can get out quite a few of these, and it's just really good, solid attack. And again, an extra one if you happen to want to banish it with Rampengu to at least get out the regular Apelio. And from there, 2 Gaia Apelio, which is amazing. This one requires 3 cards: a Ritual Beast, a Ritual Beast Tamer, and a one of the ulti guys. But he's just got he's got a good effect that when a card effect is activated, you can banish a Ritual Beast card from your hand to negate that effect. So he's just some really good negation. And then of course you can also summon this off of the bonds pretty easily, because this does ignore its conditions. So you can use this to summon it a little quicker, and because this is a quick play, you can do that. He's just really powerful on his own, and being a 3,200 is very nice and powerful. You could play 3, but I've seen people, advice I've gotten, people say only to play 2, and to at least have some, I guess, room for the extra deck, and really you don't always need it. Normally, I guess you can only end up resolving 1 per game, and the other, again, it's always there for Rampengu. That's all for the fusions. Next are just different XCs. This is at least what I'm playing, and I need to get my hands on a 101. Let me lay it out this way, maybe you can see it better. The important stuff, I guess, really is just Lightning Chidori, because you play level 4 wins and you can end up summoning it. So, not much, just all useful stuff. And that's it for the extra deck. So anyway, this has been it for my Ritual Beast deck profile for January 2016. Wow, I can't believe it already. First deck of 2016. But let me know what you think of it. Again, I just recently got a lot of these cards. Again, big shout out to JDasherX for trading me these, essentially giving me the entire core and a whole new deck. But again, give me any suggestions that you happen to have if you've played this deck before, if you know more about it. This is at least from what I've gained from playing it online way back when it was first out, and then just looking up stuff now to sort of redo it. It is a fun deck. It has some capability, and even still to this day, even with just having Kanahawk hit, you can still do some good stuff because it's just a good, fast deck. And again, I just really love it because lore-wise, they're just all the descendants of Gustos, and some of them even are Gustos. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to subscribe. Also leave a like and a comment to show your support. This has been King of Feral Imps. Have a nice day.